And today I am just going to start with the introduction. Please, there is some mechanical glitch or technical glitch. Okay, I hope that you are able to see the slide. First slide, stress management, my name, my designation, department, and NIT Trichy. Stress is a fact of life, but it doesn't have to be a way of life. That's why I told life without stress is not interesting. There are many things in life that you can control or you can't control, but there are things that you can learn to manage, such as negative stress. Negative stress is creating a lot of things like backache, chronic headaches. Then our limbs are getting affected, our nervous system is getting affected, our sympathetic nervous system, and the other side, energy level will be getting affected. There are many things. So the nervous system is getting affected, automatically lot of problems that are coming to our body. I hope that you understand. The art of managing stress is to keep yourself at a level of stimulation, that you have to be instrumental for yourself. You have to stimulate yourself. How to avoid stress? What are the various things that you have to know? That is a healthy and pleasant thing that you have to know. If you are able to avoid stress, it is easier, and that will lead to some kind of euphoria or happiness. Learning to manage stress has three important parts. One is identify the symptoms and the causes. Symptoms in the sense, take for example, migraine, headache, continuous headache, or then we are having continuous backache, or whatever it may be, stressful life, and indigestion, insomnia. These are all the symptoms. And we can say that many sleepless nights like insomnia, I am telling. Then learning the four skills of managing stress. What are the basis? That is, I take for example, you must know about communicating with others. First of all, you should be able to express yourself. What is the problem you are having? How you are going to face the problem? Or you can ask the guidance from others. From there, you can get rid of the problem. Using those skills to control stress. So, how you are going to evolve a strategy through which you are able to overcome the stress. And the introduction continues. Next slide. How you deal with the stress depends on the source. How you are going to deal? It's $1 million question. And for which we are having three important ideas. One is acceptance, another one is coping, third one is action. Acceptance level which varies from person to person. Are you able to hear? Hello, participants? Hello? Participants, are you able to hear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So acceptance level that varies from individual to individual. Some people who will be talking in emotion. Somebody will be crying. Somebody instead of crying they will be shedding tears. And take for example when you are going to a condolence, what happens? Knowingly, unknowingly you are shedding tears. That is a emotional outburst that we are getting. Another thing is coping the skill. How you are going to cope the skill. That's why I told you time management. How can you quote that? I would like to quote an example here. Take for example, you may be the faculty or you may be an industrial worker, you may be an industrial owner or working for at higher level managers or whatever it may be. I don't know the profiles of the participants, those who participate. So that's why I covered all the people here. So every morning you have to get up and then complete your morning douche, and you have to chalk out a program about the works that are to be completed today. Take for example on 9th of September 2020. Today morning I got up, immediately I had my schedule in my hand after finishing morning douche. From 5:30 to 6:30 I have gone through the material that I have prepared. After it I have prepared for the entrepreneurship development subject. That is going to be a lecture that I am having. Then in the meanwhile, I found some mistakes. One of the mistakes is not corrected here. That is the question. How do you deal with the stress depends on the source. That is there must be a question mark that I have missed. because of hard and fast of time. So likewise, you have to prepare a list of activities that are going to be performed or that are going to be completed today, and then once you are completed or once you complete or you are completed, you have to put the tick mark. And how many tick marks you are having, that gives a lot of happiness. How many into marks that you are having, next money you can carry, but you should not lose your temperament. That is more important. That is what coping skills. Coping skills must be on the basis of the time management. When stress is caused by something you can control, you can take action to change the situation. That is how, take for example, hours together I am sitting and writing. Take for example, another example, you may have research scholars working under you, and they will give this what I can say thesis work to you. You will be going on correcting it. From dawn to dusk, straight away you are correcting. It is not holding good. What I would like to suggest, every 30 or 45 minutes gap, you have to stroll. You have to go out of the work and then walk for a while and then come back. In the meanwhile, all people may feel that I don't have thirst because I am not diabetic, I am not having any ailment. It is not so. At least in your work time, 1 liter of water will have to be consumed. That will be always useful for you to overcome the heat that is generated within your intestines. This is the way you can control heat generation to your body. Or otherwise, what will happen? Why I am telling, whenever you are in emotion, the heat conductance to the body will be very, very, very high. And you can feel it. Sometimes what is happening, because of some events, we feel that we have goosebumps. So this is the kind of thing that we are having. So these are all the ways through which you can control your emotions. Suppose, take for example, in one book I read, the football played by women and men. The women will be rather highly emotional. Once they win the match, they will run and embrace everyone. They will do something and they shed tears. But I am not joking or I am not telling anything. This is the research that has come out. And it is in what is called as a basic psychology book written by Robert A. Barrett. So with the photograph we have shown it. So why I am telling is a level of emotion. Emotion should be controlled. Then only stress will be very, very less. Then next. Meaning and connotations of stress. Stress, as per the medical explanation of the term, is the body's general response to environmental situation. So man is the product of environment. This is the environment that is giving you stress. Take for example workplace. Now we are talking highly about what you can say paper publication. In SCI journals or Scopus journals or international journals with a high amount of ratings and all we are telling. There is a quantum leap or there is a paradigm shift according to Thomas Kuhn paradigm shift. See, initially when I joined here, teaching was given top priority. Now what had happened, there is a quantum leap as I told earlier. Teaching has become part of research. So research was part of teaching on those days. Now there has been a shift. Now what is happening? Environment that needs, situation that warrants, the career paths which can be assessed on the basis of this. So you have to be definitely under greater stress. That's why this definition is applicable for the faculty members, those who are working all over the globe. Next, stress is anything that changes our physical, emotional, behavioral or mental state which we encounter various stimuli in our environment. So it is an attitudinal problem. When we are telling physical, emotional, behavioral, even informational also we can add. One of the basic things that is playing an important role as far as developing attitudes or one of the basic inputs of attitude we can say is what you can call it as the informational function. So why I am telling the physical, emotional, behavioral and informational components I can say which are playing key role for developing stress among the person or stress within a person. Stimuli means which are coming from the outside. it's a noxious stimuli. Sometimes a noxious stimuli we can say it's a poisonous thing. That is negative thing we can say. Because of negative things, we are able to get into stress. Stress is a neutral word. The term distress, that's why the word connotations is written there. Stress is a neutral word. The term distress has negative connotations, indicating that the individual is exposed to noxious stimuli. That means poisonous or negative stimuli. Why I am using stimuli? Ever in the man's life or human life is based upon stimulus and response. Stimuli and responses. Stimulus is singular, stimuli is plural. So you should not read as stimuli, you have to tell. So stimuli means many kinds of things that are coming from the environment and or the situations. And take for example, it is based upon stimulus as response. It is called classical conditioning. Our human lives are based upon classical conditioning. That means stimulus to response. Initially, according to Pavlov, then there has been a change from response to conditions. That is another kind of psychological school of thought which has come. So this is the way we are thinking, that we are in a position to react according to the stimuli or stimulus that we are getting. And the term eustress has positive meaning attached to that, controlling sense of euphoria. Euphoria means happiness. So what you want to have? You want to avoid stress and also distress, and you should always think about eustress in your life. I hope that the exercise that I have given you may be putting you in eustress, and otherwise it will not be rather interesting to you. Next slide. And meaning and connotations continue. Hans Selye, the father of stress research, points out that all noxious stimuli damage body tissues. I mean, it's a human body, and the tissues inside are being damaged by the noxious, means the poisonous or negative stimuli that come from the environment. So the stressors, that is the antecedent stimuli that cause stress, that will affect several parts of our body. That means from head to the feet or head to the feet. Take for example what I am telling. A person who has taken or consumed alcohol more and more, somewhat in his brain, one part of his brain I can say is affected. That's why he is unable to walk, he is unable to speak freely, he will be blabbering many things, and finally he will be just lying on the place where he is from where he is not able to move, I can say. So this is the way we are seeing that our body is affected by some kind of bad habit. That's a negative stimuli. Suppose you are consuming alcohol more and more, automatically your nervous system will be getting affected. For example, I am telling, even smokers also. The body system reacts immediately to build up defense mechanism. For example, what I say, fast heartbeat, sweating. So this is the way the symptoms that you can observe. In a same, the body raises alarm signals and develops mechanism to resist the enemy. So we have to fight against. That's why I told you, fight or flight syndrome. If you want to fight against that, you can fight, and finally you will be a winner, means you can take a flight. So that is the way you want to think. The stress is like that. However, if the stresses in the individual's environment continue to persist over extended periods of time or severe in intensity, the continued and increased exposure and resistance exhausts the energy or adaptation responses of the body, and all those things which are leading to fatigue, tiredness or tardiness, which I told earlier. Why the fatigue is coming? As I told earlier in the example of correction of a thesis of your research scholar, months together without rest, automatically your tissues are getting affected. Your system is totally obstructed by the what I can say, secretion of some kind of fluid in your body. That fluid secretion, which is always creating lot of nonsense to your mind, and that will lead to fatigue. Take for example, when people are working without any gaps, without rest pauses, they will be in fatigue. So they are mentally, physically, morally they are affected. So these are all the meanings that we are having, and it will reduce what you can say a person's ability to perform the success, daily work or routinized work or the works that are planned by him day by day or day over day for a month even. So planning of your work which is being obstructed by this kind of tension that is prevailing to you, or the emotions that are coming to you, or the stress that is prevailing in your mind and body. Okay, next slide. So this is if you could see and you can read, you can take 2 minutes of time, you can understand. It is also a contribution of Hans Selye, the father of stress management. Individual's perception of the event, primary appraisal we are having, secondary appraisal we are having, coping mechanisms too, and on the one side we are having no stress, on the other side stress. So in total I would like to tell that the stimulus events that are responsible for creating change in perceptions of the people, and that leads to perceptions of the events. And this is the primary appraisal. So the second appraisal, what is the secondary appraisal or second classification of appraisal is secondary appraisal. That secondary appraisal which is always telling you about how successfully you are able to overcome. When you are successfully overcome, there won't be any stress. When you are having unsuccessful attempts, then you will be in stress. So it is our perception. So success, we are telling that is always a kind of thing. As far as these are called as emotions. The wartime Prime Minister of England, once he told that what is success, when you ask, success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. So those who are enthusiastic and constantly, those who are going on doing something with intervals, not without intervals, they will be able to have euphoria or happiness, and they are able to overcome stress. This is what Hans Selye's concept of what you can call it as individual's perception of the event. Event, that means some kind of work that you are having, for example, I am telling. So this is another important example that we got. Next slide, please. Nature of stress. And the nature of stress, it is highly individualistic. It is how an individual perceives an individual who is doing something. That's why an example that is quoted there. Working under deadlines and time pressures, meeting high expectations of performance, and working with inadequate resources. So the last few things may be working with inadequate resources that will lead to a lot of stress. Take for example, nowadays we are asked to take online courses, but if the gadgets are available with us, it's all right. If we don't have, we will be under great stress. I am under great stress, no doubt at all, because I have to buy a lot, and then you have to say, take for example writing pad like that I have to buy, and it is time consuming process, and the process goes on taking place for more than 2-3 months. In the middle semester will be over. So likewise we are having, because of the situational factors and also the official factors and the organizational factors, we can say the stress will be going on increasing. It is depending upon the organization that you belong to, and also the way in which you are perceiving your own tensions and your own emotions, your own stress. In fact, some individuals are not able to perform well except when subject to a level of stress that activates that and energizes them to put forth their best efforts. That means sometimes without stress, as I told you earlier, life is nothing. If there is a stressful environment, you have to take it as a positive, in a positive connotation. Otherwise, it is not possible. This is the fundamental thing that the second paragraph in this slide that shows. And yet, others may have very low levels of tolerance for stress and become paralyzed when they have to interface with the commonly experienced everyday factors that appear noxious to them. So even day-to-day life, some people feel that it is a lot of things that is taking place, lot of boredom is coming, lot of tension I am having. I don't have any relaxation time. Likewise, when you have a mindset, automatically stress will be more. So nature of stress is depending upon how an individual perceives and also follows something. That's why I told you earlier, time management is the best healer. and you must always try to keep up time very much. Otherwise, you will be under greater stress. Next. Sources of stress. Stress is really we face in our everyday life. There are both eustress and distress. Eustress is happiness, distress is a lot of what I can say negative connotation, which gives a lot of energy that ways. That means after some time you will feel that you are enervated. Some electrical engineering faculty may be sitting here. Enervation means negative, that is loss of energy. Suppose you are suffering from some ailment for more than 3-4 months, you feel that you don't have energy. That is enervation. That's a distress. And that will lead to distress also. Come out from work and non-work lives. Both the people, those who are working, those who are not working. You cannot say that housewives do not have stress. They have a lot of, comparatively, they are more stressful than the working women and also working men. Distress could be organizationally induced, environmental, and that coming from the work to non-work interface. Let us examine each of. So here I am telling organizationally induced. Take for example achieving some non-unachievable targets. So suppose you are fixing a goal to a student, 1 week, 1 assignment for one particular subject is all right. 5 assignments for one subject, that means he is studying 6 subjects, means what would be level of stress that the students will have. Likewise, 6 hours, 9 hours classes are given in a week, you will not stressful. If you are being given more than 12 hours, you will be under greater stress. That means you have to expend your energy, and you don't have energy means automatically you have to postpone everything, and after some time you will be getting into some ailment, like what you can say heart disease, or sometimes you will be feeling sweating, or sometimes you will be emotionally crying at others, and your family life will not be rather interesting. Many socio and then economic means where we are working, the organization problems that may arise, and a lot of criticism will be coming, and wasteful criticism will be coming. That is not be concrete criticisms. Instead of we are hearing that people are going on involving in gossiping. Gossiping is good, no doubt at all. But what is the level? That's why we are seeing that the organizational stresses, we are having many kinds of stresses. My focus is only on organizational stresses. One is role related factors. This is the fundamental thing. You have to know what is the role that you are playing. What is the role I am playing now? Please tell me. What is the role I am playing? Anyone of the participants, please?
Motivator.
What is the role I am playing?
Right now, you're playing a role of a teacher.
Yes. I am very clear. You are also very clear. You are one of the participants and you are listening what I am telling.
Yeah.
Am I not correct?
Yes.
And that roles are subjectively experienced. Now we are experiencing. How we are experiencing? Because of some of the quotable examples that I am telling, or in our regular lives or in our ordinary lives, what are all the various kinds of problems that we come across. Then understanding is easier. But organizations, because of mergers and people, those who are transferred from one job place to the another job place, or one shop floor to the other shop floor, they will be under stress. This is the organization structure. And we are having lot of anxious moments. There is a thing, anxiety is relieved by feeling. When you are in anxious, it's an noxious stimuli, and that will lead to lot of anxiety. So when anxiety will be more? When you will have anxiety?
When
Anyone of the participants? When you are in anxiety?
When we feel stress.
Tell me. When?
We feel stress.
We feel stress only. Not only like that, my dear gentleman, anxiety that comes because of not knowing something.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Understand?
True.
Not only listening my lecture and stress, you will have lot of anxiety. Fear of unknown that creates lot of anxiety. And I am just doing not creating fear of unknown. I am just telling what is known to you, and I am just telling, leading you to what is unknown to you. This is the thing that the lecture role that has here. And likewise, mergers and transfers. Mergers, we can say it is a kind of thing called conglomerate merger, vertical merger, like we are having horizontal mergers. These are all the different kinds of mergers that are taking place within the organizational environment. Why? For want of something. Take for example, one particular merger which highly talks about Indian Airlines that requires some propellers, or what you can call it as this kind of quadrajet engines. Where they will go in India? What is the industry that is manufacturing jet engines for the cars? Tata. So Indian Airlines that merges with Tata Airlines, it's a kind of conglomerate merger. But for want of something, some merger is taking place. Because of that, there will be a lot of stress for the people. Take for example, because of this, will I be thrown out from the job? Suppose the departments are merging, electrical and electronics, and electronics and mechatronics, and electronics and on the other side mechanical. In order to have a branch of mechatronics separately, what will happen? The people may feel that whether I will be given hardcore subjects or any special subjects, shall I have to prepare something? He will be or they will be in stressful situation. So the nature of the job, that is the inherent characteristics. See, I am telling you, today I am just delivering the lecture means it is a preparation of 7 days. This is my nature of job. It is my inherent characteristic. That means what I feel that I have to do something. What I feel is that I have to tell something which is more relevant to you. And which is irrelevant to you, you people will be marking at me. So what I have to do, my inherent character is that I have to do the needful. That is my nature of the job. That everyone has to understand. I have to discharge my duties to the best of my knowledge, for which I have been paid. This is the organizational structure. Why I am telling, some people are hard workers, some people work hardly. What is the difference between hard working and hardly working? This is the inherent characteristic, inborn tendency. But I am telling, as I already told, it is not innate. Depending upon the situation, it may come. Factors related to interpersonal and group dynamics. This is more important. When you are working in an organization, group dynamics is more important. I would like to quote a small example from a book which I have read, Organizational Behavior by Keith Davis and Newstorm. Group dynamics can be seen like that. We know sodium and chloride. Sodium and chloride separately as separate chemical things. Sodium has separate chemical properties. Chloride has separate chemical properties. When they are clubbed together, we get sodium chloride. That is called salt. That means we can say if you want to clap with your own hand, it is not possible. When you are joining two hands, automatically you will be able to clap, and all the people will listen that somebody is clapping. That is group dynamics. So as I told an example of sodium and chloride, when they join together, we get a taste, that is added taste to our food. Otherwise, what will happen? We are always throwing that food into the dustbin. Why? Taste which is added by salt. Why I am telling, anything and everything that takes salt in this world, which has thinking power. So man has thinking power. Animals do not have thinking power. Instead, they are having killing power. So as human beings, we are able to bear the stress. We are able to withstand against the stress, etc. The structural factors such as reporting relationship, that means one-to-one relationship, that is what you can call it as interpersonal relationship, intrapersonal relationship, all those things. Please, because our time is running and I am not able to go. Next, interfacing with the external environment and the organization. Next, stresses from other non-work spheres. Family. This is the most important thing. And you should know a good kind of work, and also we can say work home transition. We should not mingle the family activities in the workplace, and we should not take the workplace activities to the home, or that's called work home transition. If you are able to distinguish these two, you will not have any stress. But sometimes as teachers we have to do some homework, no doubt at all, but every day if you do, definitely your wife will be scolding you, and your wife without interacting with you and not to decide about something she is doing on your own, as a man you will be getting wild. That will create a lot of stress. So with regard to the stresses related to the work sphere, we are having intrapersonal stresses, job related stresses, and then intra-organizational stresses and interpersonal stresses. So interpersonal, intrapersonal, job related and intra-organizational stresses are more important. So I am just taking noise. Take for example, suppose your organization is situated nearby a airport where the jet planes are landing and taking off. What will happen to you? Because of noise, you use your ear, power of your eardrums. That means you will be deaf. And heat, which is it should be always neither too high or too low. And lighting should be optimum illumination, which is more important. And no carrier paths. This is another important thing. Once you have joined as an assistant professor, you will have to retire as assistant professor, means it has no root and no fruit also. So these are all the intra-organizational, inter-organizational, interpersonal, intrapersonal stresses that if I go on explaining, one day will be over. Next slide. What are the common causes of stress? One is the career that you use or business that you have selected. Career options which are playing crucial role. If you have chosen a wrong career, automatically you will lead to lot of be careful with the spelling, C-A-R-E-E-R, not C-A-R-R-I, because lunch is fast approaching, you may think about that. Or the business. Career path, which is more important, while you choose it, you have to be very careful. Health of family members ourselves. We are having sick parents and also sick brothers, sick sisters, or sickness which is more in among the family members, automatically it will lead to stress. Your relationship with others will be getting strained. It is more. If you are a person, egoist person, like always thinking about prestige, you will not be given proper treatment, and people don't want to recognize you because you are a prestigious person. Automatically that will lead to stress. Fear of ignoring or failure. That is like what you can call it as fear of unknown. Or some people, if I do something, will they be ignoring? If I am not doing something, somebody will be ignoring me. Or I am failed to do something, will they be ignoring me? If you have something, it will be creating lot of stress in your mind. Then other factors that cause stress are suppressed anger. So when you are there, I should tell earlier, it's an emotional burst. You have to blast anything. Then only you will have your heart will not. You will be feeling that your heart is very light. If you go on suppressing it in your mind or in your heart, automatically it will lead to one day or other heart failure or heart attack. Then frustration. So it is a negative to motivation. If you are not motivated, you will have frustration. And boredom. Why boredom comes? Take for example, you are teaching a subject. Monotony and boredom, which are interchangeably used in psychology, educational psychology. Boredom that comes if I am going on telling something repeatedly. So there is a saying, there was a speaker who for him intonation is more important. See, he is talking about a Ramayana. The most sensitive part of Ramayana is that going to the forest, Rama goes to the forest. This is the context. Suppose he is telling Rama went to the forest, like that, all people will be getting annoyed. Hey, why this man is boring? Suppose he is saying and reducing his voice, intonation, I am telling Rama went to the forest because of Kaigeyi. This is the thing. And in our lifetime, we are seeing that there are the things which are very high, and there are certain things which are very low. It is only the priority that matters. Because of giving priority, the boredom comes. It is like taking the food continuously, like idli daily 3 days, 9 times in the sense, automatically you are bored. So that will create stress. Why don't you go for? Why you are providing like that? This noxious stimuli that is, your tongue will not resist the temptation. It will be your taste buds will be asking something which will not to be satisfied. Otherwise, you will be under greater tension, or you will be under frustration, or you will be under stress. And the loss of status, all of a sudden. Suppose somebody is suspended or removed from service, automatically you will be in stress. Hopelessness. This is the most important thing. Ray of hope must be always in your mind. Everything will happen positive. It's a positive frame of mind you have to have. If you don't have positive frame of mind, automatically you will be facing lot of stress in your life. Next. Causes of stress, our body and mind will involuntarily react on certain set patterns. Like suppose somebody is trying to hit you with what you can say pin, you will be crying. That is a stimulus response. Even without knowing our survival instinct, will classify certain situations as life-threatening and generate stress as survival mechanism, whether we like it or not. So, whether you like to sit and write the papers that are to be published in the international journals like SCI, SSCI, or whatever it may be, it is a need of air you have to do, and you have to take the pains. Pains do not have gains, we can say, but pains and gains are simultaneously will take place. If you are willing to strive a lot, that means willing to take the pains, automatically you will get the gain. And you are not striving anything for striving, not striving for anything, you will not reap the benefit. This is the way we are seeing that people, those who are not willing to say that I am not able to do something, in the sense that that person will be miserably failing, that will lead to failure, and that man will be prone to stress. Conclusion with regard to this particular thing, causes of stress. No living person can be totally without stress. This is what I told in a nutshell. Life without stress is not interesting. There are certain visible and perceptible early signals of negative stress that can be known. Take for example, stomach ache, indigestion, burning sensation to your eyes, then backache. These are all the signals of negative stress. That means you are prone to some kind of disease that you are going to have. How to eliminate this? And causes of stress, constant fatigue. As I told you earlier, fatigue means we can simply define this as a loss of interest because due to loss of energy, we can say not only interest, loss of energy due to repetitive work. Lot of repetitive. How to eliminate fatigue, you can say. Rest pauses, PAUSES I am telling. Rest pauses is the only source through which fatigue can be eliminated. Insomnia and drowsiness. Constantly feel that you need to more sleep, but you can't sleep due to stress. So dreaming, some people dream like anything. It is not like Kalam Sar's Dream 2020, I am telling you. But he fixed a target 2020 for 20 years, how we are going to develop to become India a superpower in the world. But now we are affected by this COVID-19. That's why we are having some kind of dreams. And all the times, all the dreams cannot be true. But dreaming is one of the basic characteristics of man. And if you don't dream for anything, your life will not be rather interesting. But by dreaming something, you are able to achieve something, in the sense based upon the dream that has come. That is also a kind of euphoria or happiness. The worst thing about insomnia is that it is not only an effect of stress, but also cause of stress. That means sleepless nights. See, drowsiness and insomnia are simultaneously used. Insomnia comes only because of not having proper sleep in the night. So at least as ordinary human beings, we have to sleep for 8 hours. or if it is not possible, at least 6 hours of deep sleep is more important. But what is happening to diabetic persons like me? We are unable to sleep more than 2 hours continuously because of some problem. And the other thing I am telling, because of low glucose in your body, we are seeing that the sleep of a person is getting disrupted. So this is the major problem that is leading to insomnia. So what you have to do to become or to have sound sleep, at least daily 30 minutes of walking in the morning and 30 minutes of walking in the evening. Definitely it will give you lot of strength to your muscles and then your nervous system and limbs. So you will be feeling very happy when you sleep. There are many technical terms and many stories are there. I am not going. So a small exercise, performing small exercise early in the morning, raising your hand, right hand 40 times, writing your left hand 40 times, bending your body 10 times, and then lying on the ground flat and what you can say, just increasing your right leg 20 times, and then lifting your, sorry, not increasing, lifting your left leg 20 times, and then once again you can take reverse sleep or reverse way of falling on the ground, and then once again you can do your back, so your hip, and then your stomach, your body and mind, everything is getting normal. So you will not have stress. That means your intestines getting lot of strength, and that strength you are able to withstand against anything, and that will lead to what you can say lot of when you will be able to get energy. That means you are not getting exhausted or you will not be lethargic. So that is there in the previous paragraph. Next, stiff neck and backache are inevitable. And do you often have backache and the doctor tells you there is nothing wrong? Did he not tell you about stress? So doctors, they will tell, are you suffering from it? Yes, I will prescribe medicine you take. Painkillers will be given. How long you can take the painkiller? If you take the painkiller continuously, automatically what happens? Your kidney is getting affected. Okay. And you are having many sleepless nights. There is one tablet called Tagrital. That means that by taking Tagrital, your brain becomes slow, normal, very, very, very normal, very, very, very passive. Because of that passiveness of the brain, what will happen? You will be always feeling drowsy. How can you sleep in a workplace with drowsiness? Is it possible for you to work on your targets? No. So you have to be very cautious and careful. Even the doctor prescribes something, you have to ask a question. Sir, whether it's a painkiller, what would be the side effect? If I am taking like this, what will happen? Will I be feeling what I can say, drowsy, or there will be insomnia, or my stomach will be upset, or there will be some burning sensation. Likewise, you have to ask. Otherwise, you will not be able to get. And because of not asking the doctor by consuming something, what happens? Automatically you will become an addict to that kind of a tablet. So what is happening? In order to avoid stiff neck, you have to rotate your neck and try to see an object directly or your back from both sides. Both sides, like this side and moving that side, front and back, like that. So you are not a robot to move your head on all the sides. You are an ordinary human being, like me, and you and me are ordinary human beings. You can slowly do something. There will be a lot of release that you will get, and the pain will be getting relieved. So this is the way we are seeing that the stiff neck and backache problems can be eliminated. This is one of the causes I can say. Next. And causes of stress continues. You should always mind that there are very critical symptoms of stress that should not be ignored. Take for example, my brother-in-law had a mild heart attack. He never noticed it. He never told us, or he never went to the cardiologist to take medicine. What happened? He is no more now. So we should not ignore or neglect whatever may be the thing. So when you are having more pain, your neck, that is spondylosis. And people are suffering from spondylitis. Why? Only because of the, I had a small anecdote for this. There was a superintendent named by Sundaram who is retired from now. During 1995, I feel, there was a meeting in MBA department with a view to conduct examination, MBA entrance examination in different places in our country. So somebody was telling, can you carry the leg? No, it is not possible. I am suffering from spondylitis. So from there, we understand that people, those who are suffering from spondylitis, they should not always be in a position to carry heavy luggages. I came to know. Because at the time I was only 33 years old or 34 years old. Now I am 59 years young. That is entirely different. But anyway, these kinds of symptoms are responsible for creation of stress and also distress to your family. That's why I am telling you those things should not be ignored. Next. What are some other symptoms I would like to quote? Lack of concentration, forgetfulness, and then indifferent mood, that is mood swing. I have a friend in our department. Whenever there is something which has to be done for him, he will come and prostrate. After finishing it, he will disappear. He won't see me. Even on seeing me, he will just move. He will not nod the head, move his head somewhere else, and then else, and he will be moving very fast like a snake, which is moving very fast, like a cobra, I can say. Irritability. Some people, on seeing them, they will irritate you. Desire to be left alone. This is a major problem. That's why we are telling we have the need and necessity that impel the people to live in society. All the people, all the engineering disciplines have their own society. Take for example IEEE. It's a forum where all people, when platform is created, I am telling, they will come and deliver their research and all, and others is kind of sharing the knowledge. If you are left alone, no, I don't. I have lot of things in my mind. This is one side. So why I am telling, loneliness is aberration. Why the aged people are getting into stress, and why they are getting into Alzheimer's disease? Because of stress, they are feeling alone. That's why sociology says that loneliness is aberration. That means because of loneliness, lot of problems are coming to your mind. That's why the girl is keeping her hands on her head, because she is alone sitting in front of a laptop and she is having other peripheries. So finally what is going to happen? At the end of the day, she will be under greater distress. Indigestion and loss of appetite. It's like a symptom. Some people, they always consume like a glutton. A gluttonous eating will be there. Some people, they are unable to take because I am suffering from indigestion. Why? Why indigestion comes? It is based upon how you have to consume. Take for example, in our Indian food culture, boiled things, well boiled food items should be taken. If you are taking semi-boiled or like noodles and all those things, automatically it will cause indigestion. So you are responsible for indigestion. And then you consume lot of tablets and all. What will happen? Like Pantap you take. What is the use of it? How long you will be able to take? Appetite is more important. In Tamil, whenever you feel hungry, you have to take. That means pasittu pusi. That is, if lack of appetite will lead to lot of problems to you. Then weight loss or weight gain. So obesity is a problem. Why people are obesities, I can say, because of not doing any exercise. Why people are losing the weight? Because of diabetic. The diabetic people lose a lot. This is one side. And some diabetic people, they become so happy because of not doing any exercise and consuming lot of carbohydrates. This is the thing. And frequent headache. See, everyone has. That's why you have to go to an ophthalmologist and have a frequent checkup. And compensation can be done by using mirrors or spectacles. That means ophthalmology, that is more optics, which will always give you to compensate the short sight or long sight. So headaches are coming because of indigestion also. and also the short sight or long sight problems. And you should always in a position to get proper diagnosis by the doctors or the physicians. Then you have to follow what the physicians say. Next. Some other symptoms, strategy. The symptoms may not be neglected if they affect of you frequently and for long duration of time, but they should not be instead away as a mere passing phase. So there is a say, it's like a passing cloud. 1 or 2 days I will get pain. After it, I will go. What is the strategy? You have to pursue that, and you have to understand the purpose of avoiding stress. How to avoid this? What is the, say take for example, somebody suggests you go for yoga, pranayama. If you do, automatically you will come from out of ailments. You have to do. That is a strategy that you have to adopt. That's why I put it as a strategy. That means you should not ignore. And ignorance is a phase, or ignoring is a phase of a. So, and after some time you should not pass the buck on others. Because of these people I get this ailment. It is not so. It is you are responsible, because stress is individualistic. Then it is recommended that you have medical checkup unless the symptoms are due to any specific medical problem. Take for example, if you are not consuming anything right on time, that means acupuncture says that morning before 9 o'clock, day that means meals before 2 o'clock, and night dinner or supper by 9 o'clock, before 9 o'clock. If you are consuming in between these timings, you will not have indigestion. Everything is all food items that you consume will be giving strength for heart, brain, and all the vital organs of your body. That's why I am telling that the medical examination, medical checkup, and timely meals, and also the timely dinner, breakfast, everything. Please, I am telling you, do not skip the breakfast. Why I am telling? In the morning you have to eat like an elephant. Afternoon you have to talk like a poor man. I mean, eat like a poor man. In the night you have to eat like a beggar. Whatever it is, whatever you are getting, little quantity you have to eat. If you are consuming more and more, what will happen? And in the intestines, what you can say, the digestion juice will be secreting very late, and it will lead to a lot of stress to your body. That means some people are following anorexia by consuming more and more. Some people are deprivation of oxygen. That is also anorexia. So anoxia are simultaneously will take place. That will lead to lot of problems. Some because of that, eating disorders may come. So you have to be very careful. So there are likely to be due to accumulated stress. Accumulated stress that is there because of not doing physical exercises, not planning your work every day, not looking at giving priority of your work. Likewise, you can say this is because of the stress is going on accumulating. To get rid of ego, what is an enemy for happiness? So today, you are far away from your technical things. That's why I told technical aspects of the FDP. Technical subjects that are being taught are being elaborated in the FDP that you are attending. You have to be very happy when you are sitting and listening me. That's why, which is an enemy for happiness, I have taken. The enemy for happiness is ego. Ego is the biggest enemy of happiness. Take for example, I know everything. I know everything. I know everything. I is the only word that has to be curbed. Otherwise, whenever you are talking about I telling or using I means you are an egoist person. This is what the psychologists identified. So to get rid of ego, what are the things? You must be humble. You must be simple. You must be always in a position to forgiving the mistakes of others. You must be empathetic. You must be empathetic. That is more important for us to know, because empathy, as you are listening to me empathetically, is a feeling of emotional understanding and unity with another, such as emotion. You have a lot of emotions. Why this fellow is talking unnecessarily? He is telling lot of things which you are practicing. It is true. What is known to you, from there I am going to unknown thing, that is lecture. That's a teaching. As I told you earlier, what is my role, you told? Today you are giving lecture. That is the lecture. Lecture is based upon a certain kind of philosophy. That philosophy is taking the people from known to the unknown. I should not put you always in darkness. That is the kind of thing that there is emotion. Felt by one person is experienced to some degree of by another who is empathetic to them. Now you are having empathetic listening. Very patiently, very politely, methodically, and I hope that you are following some of the examples I quote from this. So this is empathetic. And I need to have empathetic understanding. That means insight into the feelings, thoughts, or attitudes of another persons achieved by projecting oneself into his situation. That is, as I told you earlier, putting oneself into his shoes. I wanted to put myself into your shoes. Then only you will be able to listen. So why I am telling the empathetic understanding, empathetic listening, which is leading to what we can call as to put a person into his shoes. Take for example, you are the head of the department of some particular department. Nearly 25 to 30 faculty members, non-teaching staff and technical staff are working. Put together 40 people you have to manage. If you are a hard-nosed leader, all the time you should not be a democratic leader, you must be a hard-nosed leader, I am telling you. It's a kind of synergy I am telling. In order to get the synergy, I will explain you later. What you have to do every morning, you have to think more about how to get the things done through the people without pricking their heart and soul, without pricking their feelings and emotions. Without pricking their feelings and emotions, how you are getting. That means every day you have to go and tell about this is going to be the work, nature of work that you love to be know, you love to do, pardon, and what has to be done, you are explaining, then you are considerating, you are empathetic, and you are caring, and you are be very honest, and you are generous. Take for example, forgiving and generous are interchangeable. If you are generous, if you are able to forgive them, that means magnanimity. Magnanimity means seeing others in the same light. All people are not willing to or unable to show better performance. There may be some underachievers. You should always forgive them. And you should be a quick learner. Be a good learner, I can say. And a quick learner also. Be ready to admit mistakes. Be prepared for changes. So this is the last one is more important. If you are not willing to change yourself, change will change you. Because change is permanent in this world. Rest of the things are temporary. That's why to get rid of default, how to be happy, be good to others, to feel good about yourself, whatever increases your self-esteem, increase your happiness. Self-esteem means it's a kind of actualization. It's not ego. Self-esteem means not ego. How a person is striving very hard to achieve something with the help of others. That means a synergetic effect. That means 1 plus 1 must be greater than 2. 1 plus 1 must be greater than 2. That means whole must be greater than its parts. Then only you are able to achieve something. For that means the self-esteem which is more important. Rise above your pretty self and realize your true greatness. Who am I? What am I? Where am I? How am I? Some people ask, how should I do? That's a bad syndrome. If something is given immediately, sir, when can I do? If you ask, it's all right. How should I do means that is ego. When you see dark clouds, look for the rainbow. Is it possible? And you know that darkness doesn't require any mirror. When there are dark clouds, is it possible for you to see the rainbow? No. We are expecting that the rainbow should occur in our life. Different colors, colorful life. So stress is a buster. If you want to see some different thing in a different manner, you should be a person who must be able to maintain happiness. Next, and you will always be happy. When you are happy, when you are able to think about the good things and then rise up, rise your pretty self, and when you see darkness clouds, plus, you will be getting this. So the darkness will not be there. What is the three paths to salvation of your stress? One is you will always indulge in bhakti yoga, that is complete devotion. And then Gyan Yoga deals with understanding Brahman through, Brahman means God. Brahman who has created us, creator of human being, I'm telling. Brahman through knowledge and practice. Some kind of karma that I have to discharge. I have come to the world because of this. It's a kind of philosophy that you have to have. So the philosophy can be discussed or any kind of, so Jittu Krishnamurti, who had a strong feeling that because of discussions I can make the people to understand who are they. That is his philosophy. Likewise, the Gyan Yoga, which is always helping you to attain divinity. Then Karma Yoga, performing assigned duties. Lecturer post, it is not there. Assistant professor, associate professor, etc. And we have to do something. So, what is the most important thing that I have to tell here is get rid of guilt, but you are not God. You have to get rid of the guilt, you cannot avoid it. But you are not, you are a human being. Anyway, guilt and greediness will be there. Happiness does not come from any outside source. It can come only from within you. That is how you are doing something. You have to decide that you will be happy. Everything depends on your outlook. Always look towards happiness. Add up small bits of happiness of every day. What's the time frame for me? Any one of the participants? 1:30 can we complete? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel appetite? Do you feel hungry?
It is.
Hungry for the messages or hungry for the stomach? Okay. So, hungry for the messages, I can continue. So, only 2 slides after it, one small exercise with that. I will wind up the session. Go to the next slide. Skills needed to manage stress, acceptance, coping and action, which I have already told. Coping skills which are more important. And so what are the skills needed to manage stresses? Awareness, coping, acceptance, and the four important things. These are all the 4 important things. And move to the slides. This is sufficient. Skill is having something. I will give you the material through Sudha Madam. You can get it. You can go through and go to the 8 this one. No, 8 tips. 8 tips for stress-free living. I want to spend only few minutes. Figure out what you can control. Stress for most is caused by situations that are not of control. That means everything happens beyond our control because of the environment. That's a noxious stimuli, as I told you. Stress is related to problem-solving skills. That's why I have given you 9-dot exercise, how you are going to solve the problem with a constraint. Work on your problem solving by writing the problem down. Just the simple act of writing it down tends to help with the solution and also helps to reduce stress. That's why I told you time management. You want to prepare a schedule in a small paper or in a 3M paper, and you have to go on ticking. At the end of the day, you would be able to get. Look at what is really happening. Much stress is created in our imagination. We tend to think the problem is worse than what it is. It is not so. It is how we perceive, our perception, which is more important. Then, because of perception, we go on interpreting something or imbibe something, and we think that it is a very big thing. See, we cannot touch the arson is well known. A person who is trying to touch the arson definitely will be in stress. Why do you think bother about him? Let him go to the hell like that, you want to tell. Then what is the exercise? Exercise keeps us centered. The time stress bothers us the most is when we have not balanced ourselves. Plain and simple exercise reduces stress and the negative reaction. That is early morning walking and also evening walking, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and breathing exercise for 20 minutes like that. Even 5-minute walk can make you feel calmer. So after finishing this, definitely I have to walk for 5 minutes. Otherwise, I will be stressful. Next. Fifth one is take a few slow, deep breaths. You have to inhale and once again you have to send it out. Why I am telling it is creativity. The exercise which I have given is creativity. Think out of the box. So there you are having many kinds of breaths. That means it is sputtering a kind of creative mind who are coming to the picture. So next one is help someone less fortunate. Nothing puts the things into perspective better. Acceptance. This is the most important level. So all people should not think big about anything. And if you are involving in brainstorming, lot of brainstorming, that will lead to many problems which can be solved. But you have to have enough time and you should be a controller of time. And brainstorming in the sense, take for example one particular technique I am telling, lotus blossom. Lotus, how many petals that lotus has? Anyone of you please? How many petals that lotus has? Anyone of you please? Have you ever counted? Okay. Don't give me any counter attack. I will be under greater stress. So lotus has 7 petals.
Google
You can
says
ask.
18 petals, sir.
Pardon?
Google says it has 18 petals.
7 petals, not 8. 7.
Okay. 18.
That's why it is a 7 petals thing. So it's a Japanese technique. So what is happening, like 7 people who can involve, 7 problems initially will be given, and another 7 problems. Likewise, if you go on multiplying 7 into 7 into 7 into 7, at the infinite level, you will be seeing you are able to get a kind of solution for the problem that you face or that you are having on your hand. This is brainstorming. And brainstorming is a time, there is a time constraint within 1 hour, within 2 hours, within 24 hours, 48 days. I would like to quote an example. So, how many of you know about Pringle chips? Pringle chips, potato chips. Not like the Lays that we are getting all over the country. Pringle chips is exclusive chips. It is in a container. How it has come? It is because of brainstorming. The group is Geniplore. It's a creative group. So some company gave the assignment to the Geniplore group in order to find out a strategy to keep the potato chips in the container. So what is happening, if you want to put the potato chips in the container, automatically they will break. All of a sudden, one person stood up in the brainstorming session, and the creative brainstorming session, I can say, he told that if you reduce the water content from potato, we can keep it. Then they practiced it. That's why we are seeing Pringle chips in the container. So brainstorming, through brainstorming, you can get novel ideas, and that's why it is more important. That means even your personal things which can be discussed openly with others. You should not be a secluded person. Then stress tends to be closely tied to time management. As many times I told, this is if you are well organized and use your time effectively, you can handle stress better. And I would like to stress one more thing. If you are able to ignite some incense, what you can say, the candles in the night, and you are able to breathe the smell, and you will be feeling very drowsy. That is also another tips I would like to give. So these are all the tips. And go to the questionnaire, please. And my dear participants, if you are able to see the questionnaire, it is fully dealing with work-life balance. There are, what I can say, nearly 32 questions, I feel. There are 32 questions you got to answer. Or you do one thing.
Sir, this can be given as an assignment.
Pardon?
This can be given as an assignment.
Okay. But I can read the result with it, I can conclude the session.
No, no, sir, let them do it and submit it.
Okay. You do it and submit it. It is an assignment I am giving. Result will be given to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, to conclude this, what I would like to say is that about stress is that managing stress is bit like a whitewater canoeing. Please listen. This is an exercise. You are doing it, and then you are submitting it to Sudha madam, and I will give necessary documents to evaluate it, because any psychological factor should not be left out without questionnaire, because it is a kind of what you can call it as a trial that you have to do. What is your understanding about? Thereby I am able to elicit answer, and it is having some scoring key that will be given. That will be given to Sudha madam, and she will be correcting it. So managing stress, to conclude once again, don't think I am repeating. Managing stress is a bit like water canoeing. The water will win if you try to control it. Instead, work with it, simply help guide a bit, but let the river do the work. That means if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. This is my concluding remarks with regard to